again. This is Dennis continuing the Introduction to iMovie instruction. This is part 2 and will focus on the basics of creating a movie, also called a project. In the previous video, I introduced importing media and the importance of creating libraries. These libraries contain what are called events. I set up 2 events, one called High Bridge in Wisconsin Dells and the other called EAA Oshkosh. In this segment, I will create a movie project, a video slideshow using the photos in the High Bridge and Wisconsin Dells folder. The EAA Oshkosh folder contains both photos and video clips. I will use the photos and video clips for the next video of this series. Before I create a new project, though, let's review some of the features of the working project. The project is called Flowers 2018. In the media window, you will see 20 photos and an audio track. In the timeline, you will see the 20 photos in the top video track with the audio track below. The fact that the photos and audio track were used is indicated by an orange line at the base of each photo. The audio track can be imported from iTunes or as a media file you have placed somewhere on your storage drive. Since this movie is complete and exported for use, I am ready to create a new movie project. To create a new movie, you click on the Projects button. If the Project button isn't active, click on a library and then click the Projects button. Doing so will display the projects window. In my window, I have displayed 5 projects created over time. But notice that I have a link that allows me to display my projects in various ways. Flowers 2018 is included in the listing. You can double click on it to open it, or if you hover over it with the pointer, you will see the circle with 3 dots. Clicking on that circle gives you various options. To open a project, to rename a project, or delete a project are some options available. At the top of the screen, you'll see 2 tabs. One is the Media tab, and the other is the Project tab, which is now open. Clicking on the Media tab will revert back to the Media window. The Media window displays events that are available for creating new projects. Clicking on the Projects tab returns me to the Projects window. I will click on Create New to create a new movie project. I assign the project to the temporary library and click OK. I'm going to click on My Movie. Notice that my movie, which is now the active movie project, is displayed in Project Media and 2 other places. It's ready for media. I won't use the Import Media option because media for the project is already imported into the High Bridge and Wisconsin Dells event. My movie will be a video slideshow using the photos in the High Bridge and Wisconsin Dells event. For now, I click on that event to displace these photos. When creating a movie, you might have at your disposal hundreds of photos in an event with the idea that you will only use some of them. So you will pick and choose. Shift clicking on photos will work. Clicking on one, holding the Shift key down, and clicking on another selects photos. Another way is to click on one photo to choose it. Use Command A to select all. So I can click on one and go Edit, Select All to click all the photos. Or you can use the Command key to, after you click on one, and click individual photos for selection. You can also click outside the area of photos and drag to select all of them. Before adding photos to a movie though, go to iMovie, Preferences. In the iMovie Preferences, you see that photo placement involves the Ken Burns effect, but you can change that to fit or crop to fill. Photo duration is set to 4 seconds and transitions are set up at 1 second. You can change these also. I'm going to change the photo duration to 3 seconds and the transition time I will leave as is. I'm now ready to add photo clips to the timeline. In the timeline, it says drag and drop clips and photos from the browser above and so forth. That's one option. Another way to add the clips would be to select one and see the plus sign displayed on the clip. Clicking on the plus sign will also drop the clip into the timeline. The orange line at the base of each photo in the media shows the clip is being used in your movie. I am going to use a shift click process to select the rest of the photos. Clicking on the plus sign in the last photo will automatically move the photos to the timeline. With the photo clips now in the timeline, check out the following. Clicking on a clip in the timeline will show the length of that clip. 3 seconds is set up in the preferences. You can adjust the clip length by moving the pointer and hovering over the right edge of the clip to observe left and right arrows. Clicking and dragging will change the clip length. A mouse right click or control click on a clip in the timeline displays options for cutting, copying, deleting, splitting, and so forth. Also, a settings slider in the far upper right corner of the timeline provides a means for changing the way your clips are displayed in the timeline. The vertical line indicates the cursor position. Sliding it along the timeline allows me to browse through my movie. Clicking at a location in the timeline establishes a playhead. It is a faded vertical line with a triangle at the top. It indicates the position of the material that is currently being displayed. The playhead will be important when I start editing. My photos are now in the video track of the slideshow, so I'm ready to add some music to the audio track. Again, I have a few options. The first option might be to click on the audio link above the media window. This gives me access to audio in iTunes, or I can add sound effects or GarageBand audio files. The file I will use is called Days Gone By. Or I could right-click on my movie and select Import Media to access the audio file Days Gone By that I have placed on the desktop for this activity. Selecting that file in the listing and then clicking Import Selected will place the audio track in the media window. Clicking on it and clicking the plus sign will add it to the timeline. The yellow peaks in the audio track indicate possible distorted audio due to too much volume. You can decrease the volume by moving the pointer to the light line. Look for the up and down arrows and slide the line down. Since the audio track is longer than the video track, I can go to the end of the audio track and drag left to have it match the length of the video track. Before exporting my movie, I have one last task. That is to have the audio fade in and out. To do so, I'm going to go to the end of the audio clip, hover over it and observe a small dot with left and right arrows. Dragging the dot left will fade the audio out. Repeating at the beginning of the clip will establish a fade in. This video is ready to share. It is really basic without added titles or editing of any kind. This will be covered in the next video. You can play the video by touching the space bar or stop it with the space bar, or you can use the play arrow beneath the project window. To share the video, go to File and select Share. This opens up a list of options. You can share as an email, you can share it to iTunes, or in my case, I'm going to share it out as a video file. I'm going to call it Highbridge Dell's Slideshow. I will keep the format and the resolution and the quality the same and click on Next. You can assign where you want it to be saved. I will save it to the Movies folder by clicking Save. At this point, only the file name has been saved in my project. I'm still working within my movie. To rename my movie, I click on the Projects link establish a name, Highbridge, and click OK. The Highbridge Dell slideshow is displayed in the list. Returning to the media shows only the media libraries and events, but no active movie project. The next project will focus on media in the EAA Oshkosh event. You'll be introduced to more iMovie features involving adding titles, splitting clips, adding backgrounds and transitions, and so on. I hope you found this session to be beneficial.